Anthony Loke is quite notorious to get hold of. He's quite inaccessible, that's what people say. But you guys got the interview. How did it come about?
We have friends in common, so I got his mobile number, I WhatsApped him, he was in China. He said when he comes back, he'll get it done. And so I messaged him again. He said, sure, fine. We fixed everything except the actual venue. Then he gave me his press sec's number, got in touch with the press sec, and we fixed time at 2 o'clock in a hotel. And for the first time ever, in my journalism career, the minister came early,
Yeah.
about 45 minutes early, and they called asking if I could come earlier, and I was already there. So we got an additional maybe about 45 minutes with him.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So when you sent him this initial WhatsApp, right? Did he ask for like questions? What areas you're gonna ask? How did you?
He didn't actually ask for anything. His press sec asked for it. But honestly, the way he was answering, I don't think he'd even looked at the questions.
Right.
He has it on his fingertips.
You felt that he was prepared. He was well researched. He knows his area.
Basically, after the interview, he was telling us. I think we've got quite a few stories from that. I didn't talk about JPJ because it's not so much for the edge.
Right.
So he knows what we write.
Yeah.
And he had already, I think, planned what he's going to talk about.
So how does he strike you as a minister? I mean, you must have come across quite a lot of ministers in the last few months.
Yeah. Guy is good. He's impressive. Yeah. And his answers were like, he just speaks off the cuff, but it's got a lot of depth to it, what he says. And like, for example, what he's planning with the airports and all that, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I saw your story. You said that he came in no suits, just a shirt and trousers. 2 aides, no bodyguards, nothing. And he's quite a quiet guy.
Yeah.
So describe him for me.
He can come across as a little guarded even,
Right.
But he doesn't talk unnecessarily like what we say, just Saja Bora all. He doesn't do all that, no. He's very serious. I mean, he's not a PR person, He's not like a politician, actually.
Correct. He was saying that sometimes you have to be unpopular.
Yeah.
You can't always win the popularity game.
Correct.
To be an efficient minister.
Correct. And that was, I thought, very accurate, But he speaks very highly of what they've done so far. He's very proud of it,
So the Malaysia airports one, right? The theme there about how he's going to slice up into four parts, right? That would typically have Malaysia airports running scared because that's their core business being taken apart. But the way he said it was quite interesting. He said that there's no losers in this game.
Yeah, we asked him whether Malaysia airports would be impacted because, it's a listed company.
Yeah.
So he made it very clear that nothing will be done at the expense of Malaysia airports. But if you look at it, for Malaysia airports, it's good because they don't have to come up with cash.
Yeah.
The new investor has to come up with the money. And so whether they give up control or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I think joint venture company was mentioned, but probably they wouldn't relinquish control, right?
See, that's the question. Like, if I'm going to put in money into a cluster and I'm going to let you run it and you haven't done a good job, would I let you still control it,
Okay.
So that's the question. So I don't know if there's any control involved in it.
So jurisdiction issues, right? And he's the transport minister. Got to ask about the Penang Transport Master Plan. Was anything mentioned about that?
He said a lot of it is with MOF as well. Because certain aspects of it is under MOT, a lot of it is under MOF. Ministry of Finance. So he couldn't say much about that. Yeah.
So there's some overlap.
Yeah, there is a lot of overlap actually.
Same thing with Malaysia Airlines also, right?
Yes, Malaysia Airlines is Khazanah. So we asked him about that, but he can't say, you see. And he's not the sort of guy to tell you stuff off the record and all, no. Anything, he'll just tell you as it is. You can quote him. No fear on his part.
No fear.
Yeah.
Why does it matter to Malaysians, right? Why does this interview matter? What was the key takeaway from you in terms of what he said, how he came across, the substance of his conversation with you? The key takeaway. It
was one of the better interviews, and how he explained RTS, cantik, really good.
Okay, so this is the rapid transit system between JB and Singapore, right? Why should Malaysians matter about that one?
You see, we need it. Actually, what he told us was we need it because I think 250,000 of our people go to Singapore every day. And the thing is, the construction cost was 4 billion on our side. Singapore is quite high as well. So the tickets work out to one way 15 ringgit, coming back Singapore 5. So our workers can't afford it, you see. So the negotiations now are how to bring down the cost so that it's more affordable. because he calculated it will come to about $600 a month for a worker, and they think that our guys can't afford it, so it's not fair. So if we're going to do something, better make sure everyone can use it. Otherwise it's worthless lah. So that is why they're negotiating now.
Okay.
And he explained it pretty well.
How are you going to cover this sector going forward? I mean, for the next, say, 6 months to 12 months, right? What is your editorial priority for transport?
I want to see MAHB lah.
Okay.
I would really like to look at what's happening there in the ports, the APs required. He's getting rid of a lot of them.
Yeah, you're saying transshipment between airlines he's dismantling that AP, right?
Yeah, between transshipment basically is like transit. When you go to so the container will come to the port.
Correct.
After all, another vessel will come and pick it up. It never leaves the port premises. And so earlier they had a lot of APs even for mineral water, coconuts and all this, because they're scared of smuggling. But his argument is, again, quite good lah. What he says is, if you're worried about smuggling, improve the enforcement. Why bring in the AP?
Exactly.
Which is, I think, makes sense lah,
For more on this story, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.